Hello, everyone. Welcome back to A Cage Sustained, episode 10. I'm Chris Bernal, your game master this evening, aka Krifu, and I'd like to introduce our players for tonight.
Hello, my name is Liza. I am playing Confidence Bright, the Halfling Inquisitor and still very newly minted Commissioner of the Corvosan Intelligence Agency. Confidence has just gotten this official position and is feeling very nervous about living up to the responsibility that has been given to her.
Hi, I'm Sylviana, and I play Ivor Locks, a 17-year-old human aerokineticist who is the head babysitter for the Sable Company, and he is currently taken on the role as the Sable Company's representative to the Corvosan Intelligence Agency. And after a couple days of stress and some difficult having to deal with actions that he took, he's feeling a little bit better about his relationship to those around him and his ability to not accidentally kill people.
Wonderful.
And I am Homero. I play Nusine, an android arcanist, a student of the Academy, transmuter specifically. And Nusine is just glad that with this newfound KIA, that this authority will allow us to kind of bypass a bunch of this red tape and perhaps get us a little bit more advantageous position for the plans that are to come.
You mean the betrayal?
No idea what you're talking about.
And I am Scott. I am playing Ursion, a human fighter and former Hell Knight Order of the Nail Armiger who has seen the light. I think he's a little suspicious of the KIA, or not quite sure he belongs to it. He doesn't have a badge after all. So I think he's a little wary of being the servant of yet another authoritative body and being stuck taking orders. But time will tell what he makes of it as the adventure continues.
Our dear friend Pooja, who plays the human magus Simran, is not with us tonight. She is on her own journey, earning experience and leveling up, traveling across Europe. So we will see her soon in a few weeks. Make sure you all mark your calendars every Tuesday, especially April 23rd for Simran's triumphant return.
Yay!
It's been quite a very hectic few days in Corvosa on its 303rd year. But it's the afternoon of the 17th of Erastus, a star day, as our party is leaving Citadel Volshniak, home of the Corvosan Guard. They were just sent there by Queen Iliosa herself, after appearing in front of her as a really fresh agency. Given a task by Field Marshal Cressida Croft, they are now returning to Commissioner Bright's personal quarters in Highbridge. Doesn't it sound so fancy when you say it that way?
Sounds so fancy when you say it that way.
Right up until you get to the office, right?
It's not far from Citadel Volshniak. A few blocks, probably like a 5-minute walk. Luckily, since it's so close to the Corvosan Guard, the streets are clear of a lot of the trouble and violence that has befallen the rest of the city. smoke plumes can still be seen on the horizon. There are buildings that have been burning left and right for the past several days and nights. Indeed, when you get to the street where Confidence's private investigation office is, you can see the door is off its hinges, and
Shit.
the golden plate that said "Bright Investigation" has been ripped off and taken.
Seriously?
Looter's gonna loot.
Walk up the stairs.
Can you describe your character? I was just to ask if you could describe yourself walking up the stairs for our dear viewers.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the stairs are narrow and steep and probably a little bit rickety and not necessarily designed for halfling legs. So I have to lift my legs up really far just to get up the stairs. It's, an annoyance I'm used to putting up with. And my long leather coat kind of drags behind me. There's probably a lot of dust and no small amount of blood. I was very grievously wounded earlier today.
Yes, that's true.
Kind of caking the sort of big puffy slashed sleeves. A pretty upscale but clearly tattered and seen better days look, and big golden fun buns on the top of the head. You guys have recently seen exactly how long her hair is, but for now it is packed away and out of harm's way. The crossbow kind of rattles up and down on my back as I'm kind of running up the stairs towards my office.
Awesome.
The hair went down to the knee, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, yeah, okay.
I mean, I am a halfling, so it's not as long.
Maybe down to your back. I mean, it's still pretty good.
It's still gonna be a good foot at least.
Mm-hmm.
Who follows behind?
So this office is sized for your human clients, not for you.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's not a
just checking.
cubby.
Customer service right there. Chris, okay, go ahead. I'm drawing my weapon because they're the looters, or there might not be looters. Whomever might still be here. So I draw my weapon and I follow behind, perhaps the more impulsive but less thinking straight, recently invaded Confidence.
Okay. And what does Ursian look like?
Ursian is a tall, heavy-built human man in his early 20s. He has kind of severe features, dark hair, dark eyes, and a bit, but very typically of the Chalexian or Chelish coloring and body and face. But he has a little bit of a ruddiness, showing perhaps a little Shoanti heritage in his background. But he is otherwise he's got a very intimidating glare and kind of a resting, mean face. Wearing splint mail, which is heavy, and carrying a great sword. So he is a formidable, and probably overdoing it in a cosmopolitan city like this. He's very militant looking, even for be walking around like this. So whomever would run into this person coming into an office, if they were still looting it, would be unhappy to see him, I imagine.
Mm-hmm. So you're up after you climb up the stairs after her.
Right. We're also the two slowest people in the party, so it's great
That's
that
true.
we're leading the charge.
Nusine would be in the middle of the pack. Tall, very thin, very pale, with very high-collared, formal. Considering we just basically went to go see the Queen, and then to the magistrate's office, and then here, still wearing the formal outfits, sort of like a riding coat, long boots up to the knee, and just walking very confidently up the stairs. Just seems to be kind of perusing a book, kind of trying to assess what may be necessary.
Interesting. Okay.
And Ivor brings up the rear, kind of one eye over his shoulder, making sure they're not going to be ambushed. And he's about 6'1", still growing. He he is tall and thin with kind of light brown 90s hair that blows in a wind that is only on him, even while indoors. He wears like plain clothes with leather riding boots that someone might wear if they were a hippogriff ranger, although he is not one.
Mm-hmm.
And he has a long blue scarf that has the sigil of the Sable Company on it.
Okay. The four of you bound up the stairs, or maybe go carefully. I can't remember which one. And you see that the main living space, it's made up of 2 rooms. So this first space is not the sleeping quarters. It would be where you like take clients, perhaps take tea. You can see that this place is trashed. Any kind of like survival wares that you might have had, blankets, pillows, stuff like that, gone. Any kind of food or drinks you might have had in there, gone. Any kind of silver cutlery of any kind, I'm not sure if you had, gone. If you go through to the bedroom, you see that it's primarily the same, except for one area, completely untouched, almost as if unseen by the invaders of this space. It is the scales, where you last practiced the balancing. You can see everything that you put on there, tiny rocks, polished little stones, coins, trinkets, anything, is all exactly where you left it, except the scales are firmly all the way to the left.
Yeah, I get it.
You can also see that on the left side is a single platinum piece.
I'm doing my best, okay? I think I just kind of sit down in front of the scales and just kind of put my head in my hands.
I think Ursian looks around and realizes that he's in this is someone's home, and like he's tempted to like pick through and see what, kind of, and realizes that he's like, this is a kind of a bad moment for confidence. So he looks around and says, anything irreplaceable get taken?
I'll have to look.
I mean, yeah, this is pretty rough, but on the bright side, you've made some wealth, so I'm sure most things can be replaced, and we will we'll pick it back up and make it better than it was, right?
I stand back up. Thanks, Ursian. Where are my manners? Welcome to my home.
Well, it's I would lean on a wood, like it's got good bones. I mean, I'm sure it's seen better days, but it's a very nice building and excellent.
I'm sure it looked great before. Do you have
now
like
you don't have to know what a mess it was beforehand.
Thank you for inviting us into your home, Confidence, even if it's not the way you would have preferred to show us.
I'm gonna go and see if there's like any of like the kitchen utensils left. Like, can I even like try and make some tea or something?
You can definitely make some tea. Like the barest of bones is essentially left, like a fork, one usable fork and knife, maybe like just a simple plate that like was hit under your bed and they missed it.
That sounds about right.
Confidence.
Yeah.
Do you think that this was a run-of-the-mill break-in? Or do you think that it was intentional?
I don't know.
Chris, can I
They
roll a
left some
knowledge
nice stuff.
crime?
Knowledge local?
Okay.
Go for it.
I got a lot of knowledge.
Yeah.
Just to see if I can determine, if there's anything that sticks out. 25.
Okay. I was gonna roll, but
Yeah, I'm good.
I
If it was the Cerulean Society under normal circumstances, it would not nearly be this wrecked or messy, and there would be a clearly defined receipt on the table when you first walked in.
God, I love this town.
They're professionals.
Exactly.
Yeah, this
For
seems
the
like
most
common
part.
looters.
I'm gonna start just bustling it. Like, I pour tea for people and, like, kind of write whatever chairs are not broken.
Mhm.
And just start kind of reflexively putting stuff back. And at one point, there's kind of like a little like chip of a brick that was like my paperweight or something. And I just kind of pick it up and put it in my pocket.
Okay.
Ursian's like standing around awkwardly and realizes that he's holding like 6 feet of sharpened steel in his hand, so he like kind of nonchalantly like sheathes the weapon, kind of like. So now that we're here, is cleaning up something you want to do, or can we magic it with like, I don't know, like get some like brooms to do stuff? He looks kind of, kind of meekly towards the kind of the new scene, does kind of like a finger gesture. Can you make something happen?
Yeah, if you have a broom or something, like, we can at least start with that, or any kind of tools. I'm not sure where anything's supposed to go, though.
It's fine, just not on the floor, I guess.
I have a lot of experience cleaning up after people who are half my height, so maybe I could help. Confidence, do you want to stay here? I mean, the door is off its hinges. I mean, I guess we could fix it, but do you feel safe here?
Honestly, the way I feel right this very moment, I pity whoever would walk through that door. Not how I really want to feel. Trying to work on that.
Okay, because, like, what if you're asleep?
Gonna get some better locks, probably. But we have a different priority. Do you want to go somewhere else, Ivor? I'm
No,
sorry. I
I
didn't
was
realize it would be such a...
Gonna offer that if you wanted to find somewhere else to stay while there's all this unrest in the city, I could put you up at the stable company, of course.
That might be wiser for tonight, but let's just sit for a second. It's been kind of a day already. I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm feeling a little overwhelmed.
I suppose we can go. I mean, we should probably re-secure the place in case people come back and get the door back on and lock it down and
I'd appreciate
our
it.
lives. Let's do that. Let's do that.
Yeah.
I move back down the stairs and start trying to put the door back on. Ursian has no practical skills on like things of this nature, so he will most likely make it work without some supervision.
Ursula, let me at least try to give you a hand here, and rolls a knowledge engineering 10. Should be just a door, right?
A 10 is like exactly what you would need for that basic of a check.
All right, Ursula, yeah, these hinges go with these other hinges.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah,
can't
it's
just
funny.
like force it. As much as I do enjoy that.
Like reversed.
So you just lay down.
The door would have just like opened. They would have shut from the other way.
You think if you kick enough of these down, you'd figure something out, but it's, they come back down so much easier than they go back up, right? But,
Ivor stands in the like office room and whistles and as he does, like a light breeze kind of comes through and starts blowing all of the like loose papers and scraps of things and broken things, and sort of blows them around in a circle until they all sit in a single pile. And then he kind of sweeps it up.
Very nice.
Nusine notes this.
So Nusine and Ursion are, because Nusine, I'm pretty sure you were outside when that happened.
All right.
Because they're
Right,
putting
we're
on
doing the door
pieces-
thing. You're right.
You didn't note anything.
Right,
Yeah,
I
and I
didn't.
assume I was in my bedroom cleaning stuff up. I don't necessarily want all
Ivor
these
feels-
people in my
Ivor
bedroom.
feels more comfortable cleaning up the office than cleaning up your bedroom where you sleep naked. I assume. I mean, Ivor assumes. I mean, Ivor doesn't assume that. Oh.
Wow. What an assumption. As the two of you are outside, a figure like turns around the corner and is like, "Oh!" You see like a 2.5 foot tall gnome, with long sideburns that come up like into a mustache. And he just hurries over to the two of you and he's like, "Oh, well, hello."
Hi.
Hello?
Is everything all right?
Well, someone looted this place that our friend lives, so...
Yeah. Did you get a chance to see anyone come in here?
Oh no, it's just been such a mess around here lately.
Did you get looted? Did anyone else? I guess since we're out here, can we see like any other doors that are like off the hinges or
Yeah,
damaged?
definitely.
Okay.
It seems like the street has been hit by probably multiple parties.
Okay.
Are you friends with the person who lives here? Friend?
Oh no, I'm not friends with anybody.
Well, that seems like a shame. Are you unlikable?
Oh no, it's just, he just sighs and his face just totally changes.
Okay.
And he just and like literally these little like sparkles come and hit the both of you. Make a will save, please.
Oh, can I do a knowledge arcana as it's being cast?
I think that's a spellcraft.
Is it?
Exactly what that is.
Okay. Well,
To
let me roll will
identify?
save first. Yeah. Let me do will save first, regardless. Oh, snap.
Identify spell as it is being cast 15 plus the spell level DC for spellcraft.
Okay. So I got a 21 will save, and the spellcraft was 24.
24.
Damn, girl!
That was a sleep spell that you just resisted.
Oh. Oh.
I rolled
Okay.
a 14.
14. Boo boo boo. Oh no, I'm sorry. So Ursion, you're like, you put the door on, and this thing starts chanting, and it's as soon as it hits you, you just fall down to the ground.
Does the sound of a heavily armored 6 foot tall human hitting the floor perhaps carry up the stairs?
Make a perception check.
I would be delighted.
Ooh. I got a 13.
I got a 22.
22. So because your bedroom faces the street, you definitely can hear. I mean, your window is maybe a little broken even, so you can hear the sound of like a spell being cast down there. And then
Seen?
clang.
Ursion? I start running downstairs as fast as my tiny legs can carry me.
Okay. You pass by Ivor, who's sweeping in the living room.
What's wrong? Confidence, what's wrong?
New
I
scene. What
heard
do you
something.
Nusine cast. Doesn't actually counterspell, but casts a spell in response.
do? Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I had to close out the other Excel file. Give me 1 second.
Behind the scenes, look.
Yeah.
This is how it happens. Interesting.
It's just spreadsheets. Not that exciting.
Yeah.
Sheets are exciting.
Yeah, and basically same thing. You've seen her do multiple times before. This multicolored shavings of iron sprays forward out of her hand, and so will save as well, using an arcane reservoir point to raise
Let's
the DC
start with
by
the
1.
caster level check.
Hey,
Oh,
Chris, what does that mean?
okay. Okay, we can do that.
Try and overcome this creature's spell resistance.
13?
No. Your spray of color, as it like heads towards the gnome, and almost like the shield, and it just goes around him, and he's like,
Okay. And then we'll
okay,
take a
we're-
5-step foot back and just kind of like knock on the door and call for the other two.
sure.
Have I arrived at the top of the stairs and maybe can see this?
Confidence, Ivor, new scene. Got it. So it's this is the order that we're going in: gnome, confidence, Ivor, new scene, because that's
You
the
got
order
it.
we just went in. And I don't feel like rolling initiative right now. So it's the gnome's turn next. Its shape, its form, its visage, rather. It stays the same size, more or less, but its face starts to change. Where its skin was kind of yellow and pale, it's now turning like a dark, ruddy red brown. And you can see that its eyebrows are like stitching together, and its jaw is getting bigger and bigger until it's just a huge thing, gaping maw of like pointed fangs. It with these huge eyes that have like turned red. And it moves forward. It's a good thing you took that 5-foot step back because it won't get a full attack. And goes to bite you, new scene.
Okay. Go and roll. Can I roll a
Where's roll
knowledge
20?
based on the what kind
Knowledge
of
planes.
knowledge planes? Okay.
Gross.
Well,
Why is this happening?
I've definitely got
And I
Ooh,
took
13.
that
Nope.
potion. 13. No.
this. I'm not sure what
9.
this is.
Ooh, there we go. Oops. So he gets a 27 to his bite.
Oh, man.
I'm not rolling.
Okay.
I'm too excited. 4 points of damage. I
Okay.
should switch the music.
All right.
4 points of damage as it's like that gaping maw like sinks into your arm, kind of ripping your shirt away and maybe showing some circuits beneath that. Indeed, the blue like liquid that we have seen ooze out of Nucine begins to do so again, and you'll be taking bleed damage on it.
Oh shit.
Ay, ay, ay.
Okay.
Yes. I've never tasted this before! Confidence, your turn.
Oh gosh. Okay.
You're at the top of the stairs. You see Nucine like maybe shout out in pain.
No,
I am really
You hearing it?
annoyed. I at the top of the stairs, I pull out my crossbow, flap a bolt into it, and as I'm doing this, my eyes just start glowing, and I invoke judgment. I'm
Nice.
mad. I think that I'm going to, seeing that this creature is like weird, I am going to invoke my judgment of smiting,
Okay.
which makes my weapons magical.
Wonderful.
Nice.
And I would love to fire at this creature.
Go for it.
Is it within 30 feet of me or not?
Definitely.
All right, excellent. Glad to hear it. And
Those would be very long stairs, I think.
yeah, and it's in melee with Lucine, but that doesn't matter anymore because new feet.
Ooh,
Yeah!
Yeah, what's up?
Precise shot.
Yes.
Commissioner Bright's learning how to aim.
Yeah, my aim's finally getting a little bit better. All right, that means 16 to hit.
16 to hit. No.
Damn it.
It actually glances off of the creature's preternaturally tough skin.
And I say, hey, get away from her.
Ooh, more to eat.
Confidence,
That
you should have
brings us
shot
to
me to
Ivor.
wake me up. then critted on me and then made me bleed or something for the entire combat.
No.
Why would I do that?
I don't know. Why would anyone do that? Is the question.
So
Ivor.
this is all going on right outside. It's on the street, right outside of the building, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Do not step on my joke, Liza. So Chris, let me know if I can do this. Ivor hears this commotion. It's the like confidence going downstairs. Oh no, like something's going wrong. Nusine's in danger. And rather than running down the stairs to get into this thing, he goes into Confidence's bedroom, does not look on the floor for underwear, and he just jumps straight out the window and tries to land directly on the gnome. Can I make an acrobatics check for that?
Okay, first I need you to make a strength check. Not all of the glass has been broken.
Sure.
But if
Oh
you
my
can do it
God.
right, you won't take any damage from the
Can
shatter.
Ivor's gonna just like
Window?
boom fall.
Can I? Okay, never mind. I'm just gonna jump through the window. Okay, strength
Yeah.
check.
Yeah,
This
you,
is gonna be great. This is totally gonna work.
Oh, I can't wait.
16.
Oh,
That
okay.
is a
Okay,
16
okay.
strength check.
you jump and smash through. Are you gonna make an
Excellent.
acrobatics check to try and
Yeah.
like soften your fall?
No, I do not need to make an
Okay.
acrobatics check to soften my fall because I have permanent feather fall, which is called Air's Cushion. So I can just jump out of windows anytime I want, unless it is more than 60 feet off the ground.
I just missed most of that. You
Oh.
jump. You can fall anytime you want. So you jump
Yes.
through the window. Okay,
yes,
great.
I just have permanent feather fall. It's
We
an
see
aerokineticist thing.
we see Ivor begin to like slowly fall. What is it, like 5 feet per round?
10. I believe it's 60 feet per round because that's what feather fall is.
60
Whereas normally
feet.
it would be like 500 feet per round and you go splat. With feather fall, it's like 60 feet per round and you don't take damage.
Okay, so yeah, you just
Mhm.
like there's something that's like softening your fall. We can see the scarf as it like trails behind you.
Yeah.
Just kind of like being the only thing that's actually moving fast the way it should. You're trying to land on the gnome.
Yes. That's why I was suggesting that I make an acrobatics check.
Okay, go for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do it.
24.
Ooh.
Damn.
Okay, so whatever damage you might have taken from the fall under normal circumstances
It's raining
goes
young
to
men.
him.
Hallelujah.
7 points of damage. As you just like land on top of him. Roll a combat maneuver just to see if he goes
Yes.
prone.
Yes. I have a +1 to that. Not a negative.
You got it.
Okay.
Lucky you.
I rolled a natural 1, so that is
Oh
a 2.
no!
So as you land on top of him, his arms, which are relatively free, go up to try and slash you with as an attack of opportunity.
Does he like catch me and it's like a ballet thing? He's like doing a lift. We spin around.
It's like Time of Your Life, Dirty Dancing.
But the blow still hurts. Your boots, or your hippogriff riding boots, are going straight into the creature's small-sized chest. It slashes with a claw out at you, but you're much too nimble to be touched by that attack.
Great.
Okay.
Alright.
New scene. That brings us to you. Let me roll bleed damage for you real quick.
Thank you. So kind. So kind.
I live to serve.
I believe it.
It's 1d4, right?
No.
22.
4 points
Wow.
of damage.
Okay, 4 points.
As the blue liquid continues to bleed out of you.
Okay.
Yikes.
Then free action, wand of magic missile, 5 step foot back, and magic missile at the gnome. So it's just going to be an auto hit.
Spell resistance.
Even a magic missile?
I don't
It's
think magic
magic.
missile. Yeah, it's magic.
Yeah, it's in,
Oh,
it's
resistance,
in the name.
yes.
You're using the wand, which
But,
is
but
at a
there's some
caster
stuff,
level.
yeah.
The wand's like a caster level 1.
Okay.
So
Not great. Okay.
Yeah, roll that plus your intelligence modifier.
No, I thought caster level was just straight up, just your level.
Oh,
Yeah, it's just
maybe
plus
it
1.
is just that.
Yeah, the other one is concentration. Yeah, this is just plus 1. 18.
No.
Oh.
What?
Oh.
What?
What the fuck is this thing, Chris?
Retreat, we're all gonna die. Retreat. This thing's invincible.
Okay.
It's a new
back
scene.
up
This
to
is
it.
a nightmare. Absolutely not.
Two spells, nothing. Nada.
New scene. That was just a 5-foot step away.
Correct. 5 foot step back. Yeah.
Okay.
I gotta mark that
Right.
charge.
I'm still like in its face.
You're technically engaged. You don't have a weapon for an attack of opportunity at the moment.
Oh, I do. I'm carrying a dagger that does not have a sheath. I hold it in my hand like I have never used it and do not know how, but it is
All
in
right.
my hand.
It moves away. I'll provoke. Come on, bring it.
Okay.
Ooh.
It is a +1 dagger also, so it's
That is
Yes.
correct. That is
I
correct.
have a +1 attack bonus, so I will roll 1d20 + 1.
crit.
That's
Oh.
a 12.
That is a miss. It just
Okay.
dodges out of the way. Moves back. I've got some spells left. Why not? That familiar chanting and those sparkles reach out. I need New Scene and Ivor to both make will saves.
Okay.
18 for new scene.
That's a pass.
21.
That's a pass as well.
Yay!
Ugh, fucking shit. It curses. It moved back 30 feet. Which
Into
brings
the
us up
street or into the room?
into the street, like down
Okay.
the street. That brings us back to you, Connie.
At this point, now that there's not something eating New Scene, I also noticed that Ursion is apparently unconscious on the floor.
Yep.
So I'm
Boring.
going to. I don't think probably in the heat of the moment I would realize that he's just asleep,
Mm-hmm. That's
and I feel kind of panicked about this. So I'm gonna like hop up onto the banister and like slide down it to get down the stairs as fast as possible, and kind of like land next to him if I can.
Make an acrobatics check.
Sure.
Part of me was like, no, you can't do that. I'm like, no, yeah, fucking try that.
22.
Ooh.
Okay, you've done this a few
Yeah, I've done
times
this.
before.
I live here.
He's a halfling, and those are human-sized steps. How else is she supposed to get down?
Right? Thank you.
Exactly. So yeah, you're down there, 20 feet.
Yeah, and
away.
I kind of like combat roll down next to Ursion and go, and kind of shake him a little bit to see if he's still alive.
Ursion, it's at that moment that you wake up. So you go in between Confidence and Ivor.
Okay.
Ursion!
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm gonna like start readying to cast Cure Light Wounds because I think he's probably dead.
Sure.
I'm like, how you on? Oh, just like get up slowly, like, so, I'm sorry, what happened? And then I see blood, and I see I see like, New Scene's
Blue blood.
bleeding. And I see you on the ground and knives out, and can I ascertain what's going on pretty quickly?
Yeah, you look around, you see Ivor with his dagger out, New Scene kind of like her hands pointed to your left down the street where this dark red brown skinned creature is there with these like fangy mouth and wild black hair.
Okay, I'm gonna get
It's,
up as a
like
move
2.5
equivalent.
feet tall.
I'm gonna move as a move equivalent, so that's standing
Mm-hmm.
up, and then the other move, I'm going to take 20 feet towards that thing, drawing my greatsword as I move.
Okay, you're about 10 feet away at this point.
Okay.
Ivor, Ursion's up and has moved past you towards the creature.
Yeah, not to be outdone by Ursion, I reach my hands out as lightning shoots out of my arms and toward this creature, hopefully.
I can never
Nice.
outdo you, Ivor. I won't even try.
That is a 19 against its touch AC.
That's a hit, my friend.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Fantastic. I'm going to do some damage.
Yeah, you are.
I hope.
9 damage. That's actually kind of disappointing.
Whoa. Okay.
My damage went up.
Yay!
We're level 3, and kineticist blast damage goes up like sneak attack does.
That's awesome. That's good
Nice.
news. I like
Very
that.
good news. Someone in this party can do damage other than God.
Your electric blast just like fries this creature, and you can see like smoke going off of its hair as the electricity leaves its body. Oh, it looks a little like freaked out by that. New scene.
Yeah, it should.
Nusim will, as a move action, pull out one of the Tangleful bags and throw it at this thing's feet to prevent it from running away.
No.
So this is going to be against range, touch against touch AC. Give me...
So I'm gonna get knocked out and then entangled.
Mm-hmm.
No, Nusim probably won't miss. Let me see, ranged. There it is. Okay. 19 against touch.
Oh my god, that's a hit.
It hit.
Yeah.
Okay, reflex save.
I do believe so. I'm looking it up.
There it is.
Got
Love
it.
a good tangled
Yeah,
bag.
reflex save. DC 15 reflex save will be glued to the floor, unable to move.
Okay, so New Scene pulls out this small little pouch and just lobs it. It like hits
Explodes in
this,
this like brownish goop.
at the around the ankles of this creature. 15 on the die. Not technically, it's a dirty 15, but it's able to like kind of like jump up and spot before the glue solidifies underneath it and it lands unstuck to the ground. That brings us to the creature's turn. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? How many spells do I got left?
Chris, according to the Pathfinder book, even on a successful save, it can only move half speed.
Aha! Good to know.
Excellent.
So it lands, and even though it's not stuck, it kind of like its feet just like it has the goo on it, like honey, just like dripping from its toes. I'm a little scared now. Should I run? Should I leave?
Sometimes
You can only
you
go
run,
half as far.
When
sometimes
you're
you hide.
God, you're all up. No. I hate this.
I like to imagine that is what this creature is saying under its breath.
So
You're all
Like,
in-
it thought this was going to be easy.
so it
You came to the wrong damn rec room.
It's gonna take a 5-foot step back, and as it does, it's kind of rummaging in its satchel, and it pulls out a little potion. And this shimmering shield of light appears around it. That's it. Move in a standard.
Okay. Who's next?
Oh, confidence.
I had Cure Light Wounds ready.
Well, you
I
didn't
was
cast
start-
it yet.
Well, I mean, in my fiction, I was starting to cast it.
Sorry.
So instead, I turned to New Scene, who is standing next to me and gushing blood. So I just turned and put my hand on her instead.
All right.
The golden light. Roll your healing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's see what I got.
It would help if I wrote it correctly, and it's plus my wisdom modifier. That's right. Is it my wisdom modifier or my caster level?
Caster level.
It's wisdom modifier.
Is it? Oh, no one knows.
Fight!
God.
I'm looking it up.
We've-
Feldred
it's like
of
we've never
Shadow,
played
can
this
you
game
tell us?
before.
It's caster level.
Well, it's also a very rare spell.
Also, at this
Yeah, I've
point,
never
it doesn't matter because those two things are the same.
Oh, right.
You regain 6 hit points.
All right, that gets me back up to 21.
It also ceases the bleed, which you should have rolled your last turn. Let me give you that.
Yeah, you can
real
go
quick.
ahead and roll it, yeah. And then I'll subtract it from this. Okay,
Oh, it's only one.
so I'm
Perfect.
back to 20.
Good for you. Bully for you.
And then I'm going to use my move action to reload my crossbow.
Very nice. Chunk.
Anything else I want to do?
Move. your move action.
No, I used my move action.
And you used your standard, so 5 foot
did.
step. You like?
Yes, I'll step 5 feet forward, and I was just seeing if I wanted to switch my judgment, because I can do that as a swift action, but I don't think that I did.
Okay. Ursion, this thing moved 5 feet back, so you're about 15 feet away.
That sounds like a perfect charge situation if I...
It is, actually.
Ooh.
So I'm going to charge, which gives me a +2 to my attack. Let's see how that goes.
And you're pulling a weapon as you do?
I drew my weapon on my move last time.
Okay, which
That's
weapon is it?
It's my greatsword.
Okay, got it.
I'm not that
19!
smart. 19?
That's a hit, my friend.
Okay.
Is your greatsword magical?
No, it's masterwork.
Okay.
I'm hoping that it's just heavy enough that I can smash through magic. Let's find out if that's true. This
That's how magic works.
this was a power attack, or it would have been +11. So I'm going to do my damage.
Attack. Oh, shit.
Yes.
I don't know if that's what Ursian sounds like.
Not bad.
It is
not bad.
now.
I do 16 damage.
Ooh. Nice.
Okay.
By Abadar's golden fist.
16. Got it. Okay, you see as you slash down some of the wounds, like some of the wound that you just created, like across its chest, knits up ever so slightly, not fully, but enough.
So I gotta keep hitting him.
Your AC is also down because you were charging. Ivor, you're next.
Yeah, it's a 15 now.
How is this gentleman looking?
This creature looks unwell.
He's no gentleman.
No,
Looks so
no.
handsome.
Just being polite.
Your shock managed to give him quite one of those, and that slash from Ursion did quite a number on him as well.
If I do it again, do I think that he might die if I shock him again?
Probably not.
I'm gonna shock him again. I reach out both of my hands. Lightning comes out of them towards this small, sticky creature.
Just its feet.
Oh, that is a 9 against touch AC. I do not think that is going to hit.
No. This thing is way more dexterous than that. You would have had to roll quite a bit better. It is able to just, even with its sticky feet, just kind of dodge out of the way.
It's fine. I missed. Wait, you can say it. I missed. It went wide.
I'm sorry.
It's just like sputtered on the ground.
Out of
So
curiosity,
lightning,
how far away from it are you?
Me?
Uh-huh.
I'm like 30 feet.
Okay.
Maybe.
Do you want me to be closer or further away?
I mean,
like-
if you were
like-
closer, that might be helpful.
Between
I
15
can
and 30
move.
feet, I would
Okay.
say.
I can certainly move closer.
No, it's all good.
Interesting. That's Connie's attempt at talking strategy in the midst of battle.
That's right.
Would you
She's
like
like,
me?
if you could move closer, that might be
You were
okay.
maybe within 15 feet of him when you made that attack.
Oh, okay. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Next time.
I attacked him. I'm right up on him.
Doesn't matter. I'll explain later.
New scene. Your wounds, the bite that was kind of gushing blood, has ceased. You feel a little more whole. What do you do?
Nisine will move up and to Ursion and touch him and infuse him with an additional strength. So that'll be a +2 to strength temporarily. So
Nice.
+1 modifier.
We see that green glow.
Yeah,
And
sort of
I
a
always want to
greenish-
say green.
Yeah, greenish
Okay.
energy kind of. It starts off as like sort of like almost electrical energy from her like skin, and then it when it goes into him, it kind of infuses in green and settles into his skin color.
Just a little static energy. Ursion, you feel that bolstering.
I feel it. I love that.
That brings us back up to the gnome. You're right in front of it. You've got that lowered AC. It's going to do 3 attacks.
Three attacks. Okay.
What?
It's an AC of 15 right now.
Yay.
So, one claw comes down 15.
That's the number.
Another claw comes down. 18.
Oh,
And then
no.
it comes forward. Hard to bite. 22.
Ah, yeah.
Ooh,
boy.
wee. Yum, 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 yum. 1d4 plus 2. That's a claw. That's a claw. 4 and 6 damage individually.
Jeez.
Plus 2. That's a bite. Max damage on 2 of those rolls.
Oh man.
Wow. Quick math. 18 points of damage, Ursion.
What?
Wow.
This thing just slices through, attempts to like rip flesh out of you. You can see it make a big gulp as its like comically large Adam's apple like moves.
That's gross.
Oh.
Gross. I don't like it.
You're bleeding. Confidence.
Yeah, it just
I'm
ate a
gonna
part of your
start-
skin. You're bleeding, by the way.
Going towards it. Can I get within 30 feet of it?
Yes, you can.
Uh-oh.
Now, the reason I was asking about where Ivor was, because I have a cool new thing that I can do.
Mm.
As an Inquisitor, I'm used to being on my own doing things so I can benefit from teamwork feats, even if I consider all of my allies to have the same feat, even if I don't. Pathfinder. It's weird. So if Ivor had been within 15 feet when he made that attack, I would get a +1 on this due to my volley fire
Oh.
feat.
Next
But
time.
I think we decided he was not.
I'll do it next time.
Cool. I think I probably kind of run into position, but we're just not quite the same. Like it could have been that our bolts were coming in at the same time to keep him off balance, and I think I see that, and I'm like, oh, I'll think about this to talk to Ivor about it later. I have a strategy idea.
Later, at the
There's
end
my
of
fix.
6 seconds, so that he can do it in the next round.
Exactly. All right. Then I'm just gonna make my normal roll. Okay. Hopefully this will work. Yikes. No, that's only a 13.
No, it still moves so quick that it just sees the arrow coming and dodges it.
Gross.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ursion, well, that's up to you. You're bleeding, my friend.
Everybody bleeds a little bit.
6 points of bleed damage.
Oh
What?
man.
Oh.
Are you okay? I don't think you're okay.
I'm not okay, but I got, kind of the irrational confidence of the person in battle. I hadn't felt it yet, so I'm going to do another power attack because I'm feeling emboldenated.
Emboldenated.
The word. 21 hit? No, sorry, that's
Yes.
a natural 1.
Oh.
Damage.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Man.
I'm so sorry,
yeah.
Ursion. That's a critical fail.
That would have been.
Oh boy.
No.
Oh
No.
Ram, you take a 1d4 penalty to your next attack roll.
Okay.
no.
Okay, it
Could have
could've
been
been
worse.
worse.
Yeah, it could have been
Really
damage.
not
Could've
that
been
That
worse.
could've
That would have been max damage if I had hit, which would have been pretty
Damn.
cool.
Oh my god, I'm rolling like crazy tonight. So you're gonna take a -4 to your next attack.
Okay.
Chris, could you stop it?
I'll save you, Ursian!
I mean, it all goes back to when I crit on myself during our first boss
That's
battle.
true.
Oh,
I'm just gonna take a minute to remember those glorious days.
Mhm.
Mm-mm. The scales are tipping back in my favor this time. Ivor, that brings us to
Ivor
you.
runs in slow motion to save his friend. He stops when he is 15 feet away from the gnome and unleashes his electric blast.
Go for it.
See, I rolled like a
22
2-9,
against touch AC.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a hit, my friend.
Nice.
Yay! 10 damage.
Oh,
Nice.
Wow. Okay. It shakes once more, and it's not looking good at all. You can see it. It is breathing heavily after that attack. New scene.
Man, there is not much Nucine can do. Nucine will actually just go ahead and I don't know what it can do. So another Tanglefoot bag right at the guy. Move action, pull it
Okay.
out. Stand action.
It's engaged, so -4 to the attack.
Okay, so this is gonna be a straight 1d20, I
Could
believe.
have taken precise shot like the rest of us. This has been an advertisement for feats.
Welcome to Pathfinder level 3.
11
Everyone got
against
a phone.
touch AC?
Which one?
11
What is it?
against touch AC?
No, unfortunately.
No.
It's learned the trick. It sees it, and it dodges it, and it lands on the ground behind it, and this little gooey puddle of glue forms.
Alright.
Nucine, were you within 15 feet of it when you did that? Out of curiosity.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You would've
because
had to be,
I was
but-
next to
Yeah.
Ursion. I had to touch Ursion, so yeah.
Excellent.
I had a tingle
Okay.
sometimes.
All right, that brings us back to the creature. I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. It's just things aren't looking that great, and you're all still up and alive. So a 5-foot step back to the right, so he doesn't step into the glue. And I'm gonna use its last level 1 spell to try and put some of y'all to sleep. So who's right up there? Nucine and Ursion. Make will saves.
I was already, it's like, I was-
Still
Am I-
yawning a little bit.
Yeah.
do I gain can you just be, can you get
Nope.
stun locked like that, or you just,
Only if it's like an ability, but this is an actual spell, so you, as long as
Yeah,
you're
or if it's
casting
like
it.
an Orison.
and I rolled the exact same roll, I'm going back to sleep.
No.
Oh no, Nucine going down too. 11.
So the two of you
no.
just and you fall to the ground, asleep for the next 3 minutes. That's 30
Confidence.
rounds of combat.
Confidence, we got this,
Okay, confidence.
Right?
It is up to you.
right?
All right.
The creature, like its, dark features, like
Do
accentuated.
you want me to jump on it again?
I mean, that was extremely effective.
Ivor runs upstairs, jumps out the window again.
Just give me a minute.
I'm
no, I'm
so
gonna-
hungry.
Slam another bolt into the crossbow. I saw Ivor's angle. I saw Nucine's angle. Since they were both within 15 feet of this creature and made ranged attack rolls against it, I get +2 on this roll.
Nice.
Do they have to hit for you to get that?
No.
Okay.
Nice.
Made
Alright.
a ranged attack against a target. Yeah.
You get a bonus for
That
both of them. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Normally, they both would need to also have this feat for
Yeah.
that. Wow.
Inquisitors.
Oh, okay.
I like Chris discovering how Inquisitors work.
Welcome to this very weird class. Sorry, that was my Inquisitor dance. Sorry.
This combat brought to you by Teamwork Feats. That's
right.
Teamwork Feats. Inquisitors don't need friends.
That's right.
It's a separate sponsorship from our regular feat.
Who needs friends when you're friends with God? 22 to hit.
Ooh.
That's a hit, and you've got your smiting on.
That's right. My weapon is magical. However, it
Nope.
still only does 1d6. So we'll see how this goes. Soon I can have more than one judgment at a time. 6 damage!
Ooh,
Yay!
nice.
I hit
Um,
something, guys.
You see, it like hits right into its chest, and you just know it took the full force of that attack.
And I say, stand down or we will kill you.
Ivor,
I looked at Confidence like, should I try to kill it?
You look over at me and my eyes are like burning with golden fire, and I'm like,
Is that a yes? Is that a yes? Okay. I reach out my hands and I steel myself to maybe murder this thing, but it's okay. It looks very evil. And yeah, I shoot it with
okay,
lightning.
okay.
Face.
Miss, I'm so hungry.
21
Oh
against
my God.
touch.
That's a hit.
Burn it down.
I'm so sorry, Chris.
I just want to eat one of you. Is that too much to ask
And
for?
Chris, by the way, this is at my not boosted attack, and I'm still down 2 dexterity, which is my attack ability.
Wonderful.
So just you wait until I'm at full power. That is
Maximum.
11 lightning damage.
Wow.
Oh,
What's his con?
Okay.
I'm guessing based on his other stats that it's higher than 11.
Yeah, I'm sure his con is high enough to not instantly die.
It just starts running down the street. Goes 15 feet, looks back, runs another 5 feet, and then turns down the corner, trying to run
Chris,
away.
I'm still bleeding, right?
Yes. Oh, thank you for reminding me.
Not a problem. That's what an honest player does.
But if you take damage, you automatically wake back up, right?
Max damage.
Oh my
6.
god, that's 4 sixes you've taken this combat.
Does he automatically wake back up from the damage?
Is it when you take an attack or when you take damage?
Good question.
That's
I
2
don't-
different things.
Yes. Well, I'm not going
I'm
to do
doing
anything
research.
This is why I have a philosophy degree, so I can differentiate those things.
So that you can argue semantics with your...
Slapping or wounding awakens an affected creature. That's a wound. But normal noise
That's a
is
wound.
not.
All
Yeah.
right. So the pain just jolts you awake, Ursion.
Okay.
We're out of initiative unless we're chasing after the creature.
I mean, should we? Confidence, do you want me to run after it?
No,
It was
you saw what it did
badly
to
wounded.
Ursion.
Badly wounded.
Yeah, but don't we want to know why this happened? I mean, this isn't some normal gnome going about its everyday business. I don't even know what that thing was.
Chris, I'm going to try to stop my own bleeding.
Make a heal check.
Okay. Let's see how that goes.
I think it's 15.
15. DC 15. 4 round action.
Oh, good. I rolled a natural 1.
You take another d6 of blade damage.
No.
But actually, confidence, unless you want to do something, he will take another d6 of points.
No, I'm gonna run up to him and,
So I'm
and pull
fumbling
out the
around
wand.
in my wound, and I'm actually just poking around in the bite marks, and there's blood over my hands, and I'm starting to turn pale because
I pull your hand away from the wound and just press the wand onto it, and I say, "Stop that, you idiot!"
I've got 2 hit points left, so I'm kind of this doesn't. I feel.
Oh wait,
cold,
also
right?
I just...
I'm kind of tired.
Give me 1 second actually.
Yeah, you regained 13 hit points.
Whoa.
Okay.
Also, I'm impervious
Yeah.
to sleep effects. I forgot.
Ah.
Oh,
So Nufine is not
Nufine's
unconscious,
eyes-
so I still get my 1 round.
yes. What would you have done?
That's a good question.
I think we should keep running after it.
Yeah,
Lucine would.
Lucine,
Yeah.
would definitely continue chasing, and at this point, oh, it's the end of the day, so fuck it. Move action, try to catch up to it, and standard action. For the first time, actually, I don't think I've done this before, as Lucine at least. Lucine grabs a little bit of this, kind of reaches into her spell component pouch, grabs a little bit of butter, and throws it, and infuses it with magic, and as this butter slowly begins to expand, it almost throws itself as a disc towards this creature.
And then you spread it on a baguette, and it just tastes.
Yeah,
So
so it needs a
good.
will save to try to fight against this baguette. No, it actually gets a it covers grease and it covers the
Reflex.
entire solid area. So yeah,
This is wonderful because you're not targeting it. Spell resistance has nothing to do with this.
correct.
That's-
And I will use my
Now
arcane
Lucine has the
reservoir,
highest intelligence in the party for reason.
and I will use my
how many
arcane to
baguettes we
build it
could
up.
sop that up with?
Oh my god, that's at least
reflex
40 or
save.
50. Yeah,
That's a 17 though.
man, that DC was 16 even with my arcane reservoir.
It doesn't fall. It doesn't fall prone, but it does
can only
make
move half
acrobatics
speed.
checks. Exactly, and it has to make an acrobatic check, I think, to even
To even move half speed, yeah.
So
So when
okay,
it tries to
bring
move.
it back up to the gnome then. I'm gonna make that acrobatics check.
Okay.
Cause oh god, ooh, it hurt. Thing's freezing. My computer can't handle the drama. 13. That's a fail.
No, that does pass. A creature can walk within or through area of grease at half normal speed with a DC 10 acrobatics. So that allows you to walk at half speed. If you'd
And
fail,
I'm
you would have
already walking
fallen.
at half speed from the glue.
Mhm.
So that's
Oh.
5 feet. Oh God. Okay. Who's catching up?
I think as soon as Ivor sees Nucine run, Ivor like looks to confidence is like I'm doing this and runs after Nucine and after the gnome, and sees it kind of. It's now sticky because it has glue on its feet, but it's also like have you ever put like glue on oil and it just kind of like squeaks around? I don't know. It's weird. Paint a picture in your mind. Ivor sees this, reaches out his hands, and just electricity shoots out after this sticky,
It's gonna be the smell of
squelchy,
frying
slippery
fire.
figure. Guys, it's gonna smell like lunch. And we might need to eat after this. That is unfortunately only a 14 against touch AC.
So its
Touch?
eyes go real
Ooh,
wide
okay.
as this bolt of electricity, and it's just like and just ducks under it. Okay.
Sorry, guys.
Ivor, who else? Anyone? Ursion, you're.
I'm gonna
prone.
run as a full action. I can do 60 feet.
Okay.
Can you
catch
take me
up.
with you?
Good, actually.
I'm very light.
Make a strength check.
Okay, I mean, I can lift. I can pick her up as an object and still not be under encumbrance.
I would
Don't
imagine you might
objectify
go to
her.
like medium encumbrance, but that doesn't lower your speed, I don't think.
Not when I'm already this slow. I don't go that much slower, so yeah, I'm actually pretty good.
I am interested in what this carry looks like. Like, is it like a scoop under the arm? Is it a lift over the head?
I like to
like a-
imagine
Under
since
the
I was
arm.
pressing the like wand to your chest, so I think it's just sort of like you're just sort of holding with one arm against your chest while you're
I think
running.
I might pick up and
Look, then you're ready in case you need to cast Cure Light Wounds again.
I think I might tuck. I think it might be a lift up and then tuck under. Kind of like head this way.
Football carry.
That way. Football carry. Heisman run. So I'm gonna be running that way, and you can still shoot or something. Your arms are free, so by all means, you do you.
That is true confidence. Would you like to?
Yeah, I'm gonna. Well, I guess since I don't need to take a move action, could I like put the wand away and pull out my crossbow?
Sure.
And I'm gonna try and take a shot while
I turn the corner.
I'm gonna give the gnome some cover because
That's
there are people.
totally
there are people. Yeah.
Technically speaking, if either of them made ranged attacks, they do not grant cover against my attack.
I did not
What?
because I
Okay.
didn't.
Volley
Oh,
fire.
nice.
But
Oh my
Ivor
god.
did.
OP.
I did,
yeah.
Ivor did,
Okay,
yeah.
go for it. Never mind.
Okay. Provided he was within 15.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, we're doing theater of the mind, but it also makes
I've
sense to
learned
me.
at this point.
Okay. Am
Let's
I
let this-
sorry, again question. Am I within 30?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, great. So that's gonna be plus 8. 16.
No. It's enough to touch, but not enough to pierce its tough hide. Glance. Ping. Boo, boo. Okay, the gnome.
So he's got to do another acrobatics check to move half speed, or he'll fall.
Damn. This is ridiculous. Okay, 22. I mean, it's gonna be really hard to. I can't fail this. It's a DC 10. He's rolling plus 10 to it. But still. Okay. No, I'm out of spells. Ah! Okay, so it's gonna lift up a finger and point it at you, Nucine.
Oh no! Oh no! What?
And it's gonna roll a ranged touch attack as this like icy blue ray shoots out of its hand.
Seems unnecessary.
Slash roll 1d8.
Maybe he just thinks you need to chill.
16.
I'm pretty sure that's gonna hit. Yeah, AC is 14.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So it's gonna do 1d3 cold damage, 1 point of cold damage.
Okay, 1 point of cold.
And then it moves
That
another
could've been
5
worse.
feet.
Yeah.
This grease puddle is like, what, 20 feet?
Yes.
I'm never getting out of here. Alright, who's gonna kill this thing off?
When
Well,
you
actually, no,
say
actually, it's a 10-foot square.
kill,
10-foot square. So he's
That
out of
one's
it.
where?
He'll be out of it
Okay.
this coming round. On this round.
Yes, so next round. Oh my god, it's still there. It's still possible. Let's go to Ivor. Or no, new scene, and then
Okay.
Ivor.
Nucine will move up to Ivor
Sorry.
and do the same thing she did with Ursion, but this time with dexterity. So give dexterity +1 to dex.
Yes!
To Ivor.
My normal dexterity is back!
Mm-hmm.
Let's do this! I'm
For one
feeling
round, it's back.
particularly agile. That is a 24 against its touch AC.
Yes.
Okay, roll your damage.
Do something beautiful.
10.
All
10
right.
lightning damage.
Describe your KO.
Yes.
KO.
The electricity shoots out of my hands and into the gnome, and it falls to the ground, and it's like pulsating as you see little crackles of electricity, all around its head and its body, and it like twitches on the ground until it finally goes still. But not totally still. Its heart is still beating.
Yes, it is still alive. For now. We're out of initiative.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a wonderful spot to take a quick 10-minute break.
Excellent.
Dear viewers, we will be back momentarily. Thank you for spending your evening with us. We love you all dearly.
We'll be back in just a bit.
Hey, viewers.
Welcome back to A Cage Sustained. Our heroes are standing over the unconscious body of this small, strange-looking humanoid creature. Its ornate robes cover its dark red, ruddy brown body that seems preternaturally tough. Its long black hair kind of goes up like a troll doll almost, and you can see its facial hair and eyebrows are kind of gristly, coarse hair, and it just lays there with its jaw wide open, and its teeth just rows of sharp fangs. Ursian and Nucine's blood just dripping from his mouth.
What is it? Do we know? Can we?
I was gonna say, do any of us know what it is?
I rolled a
Knowledge-
13 on knowledge planes,
Knowledge
so
planes.
Nucine does not know today.
It's a class skill for me. I don't have any ranks in it. Can I
So
roll?
you cannot. No.
Okay.
Without any ranks, you are untrained.
Not even with my monster lore?
Ooh,
What does that do?
Wait.
It just means I get to add my wisdom modifier in addition to my intelligence modifier when I'm trying to identify creatures and their weaknesses.
Interesting.
I'm not trained in it though, so it may be irrelevant.
No, exactly. It is irrelevant for now.
Nucine, do you
Knowledge
have any
local.
idea? What?
Sorry, go on.
Sorry, what did you say, Chris?
I was gonna say knowledge local if you were identifying, like other humanoid creatures.
Oh,
like
yeah,
that would
yeah,
totally be a place where
Okay.
it's applicable.
Nucine, do you have any idea what this thing is?
I've never seen anything. With my 13, can I even determine if it's a subset of something? If it's something that I may have come across or read about while at the academy? I probably can't distinguish the actual kind of creature, but maybe just a general information.
Just a second.
about it? Okay.
Just looking at it, you know that it is some sort of outsider.
Okay.
That much is obvious because you know that you're rolling meta-wise knowledge planes.
Right.
for it.
Yeah. So
So you can tell that it's not necessarily of this plane.
Yeah, it's similar to the imps, but not really related. It's from another plane, but I'm not sure. I'm not too experienced in this.
13. No, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That's not even enough to hit the bare minimum.
Yeah.
So we should send it on its way then, right?
Why is it here? Does it have something to do with my office being ransacked?
Missy will search
We
the
can
body, see if we
wake it
can
up and
find
ask
anything. Before we wake it up, I'd like to search the body, see if there's anything on it
Oh,
that
I'll stabilize
a
it.
letter, any kind of signifying symbols, coins, items.
So you find 2 empty potion bottles.
Okay.
You find some coins, about 55 gold pieces. This is all in its little satchel.
Okay.
And you find a wand.
Okay. I'm gonna spellcraft that wand.
This wand is a dark gray wood, old, and it feels like almost kind of brittle and light. Spellcraft.
27.
27. This is a wand of charm person.
Ooh.
It has 7. It has 7 charges left. DC for it is 12.
Chris,
So I think at the caster level is just 1.
Yeah.
Yes, Ursine.
I noticed that it was healing when I attacked it the first time, even as I was drawing my blade away. Is it still healing?
No.
Okay.
It was less of a fast healing thing and more of it just resisting the damage.
Okay. So I've got my blade on it and ready in case it like pops up and does something shifty.
It's early afternoon on a Saturday. Normally the streets would be busy, crowded. You're blocks from High Bridge and the gold market, but there's a strange silence. The block around you, just a ruin. Maybe as you look, you can see scared commoners like peeking from the windows. Your neighbors, Confidence. Some of them might even recognize you, depending on how long you've been living in this place.
Not all that long. Maybe 6, 8 months.
Oh.
Should we drag it back inside and have a conversation?
Yes, I think we ought to tie it up first, though.
Okay.
Nusine, when Nusine identifies this wand, her face kind of contorts, almost not so much in disgust, but more of an annoyance, and just mutters under her breath, just like enchanters, and then just kind of gives it to and just says like, "Can you, Confidence? You seem to be good with people. Perhaps you can use this. It's a charming spell. It's got about 7 uses of it yet. I can't use this. There at the academy, we choose a couple specialties to ignore, and this was one of mine. So,
But I don't.
So you're officially registered as not being a people person?
technically,
I'm
yes.
sorry. I shouldn't laugh. That's not
I take the wand and stick it in my pocket.
I don't think wands necessarily apply. It's just if it's on your spell list. Like, I think wands are specifically the way to circumvent that.
Regardless, the second it's an enchantment spell, it's just like, this is useless to me.
Okay. So, a Confidence, you might know, Charm Person is not on the Inquisitor spell list.
Right.
You
I'll
have
keep
to...
it for Simran.
Got it. Got it.
I don't know if she can use it, but I assume so. She's very smart.
Yeah, she should be able to.
So we tie this thing up. Does anyone? I don't know if I'm carrying rope. Is anyone carrying rope?
There's rope in my apartment.
I've got rope
All right,
as well.
I grab it by the neck and I drag it back. And take it back, and as we walk into so I'm bleeding. I'm still pretty badly battered. My clothes are ripped, and I'm coated. My hands are coated with blood. So it's like the way I'm gripping the thing, the creature, and my sword's tacky. With my hands, are it's like kind of coated in my own blood. And I drag it back in and just like throw it into a corner of the already beaten, kind of dirty and kind of shattered room. And I keep my sword out and I stand over it. And Ursion is kind of demonstrating this, the not so doofy, kind of more intense side of himself that is, not usually seen amongst his friends, but he looks tired, he looks pale, and he looks hurt. So he just kind of stands over it like sentry and kind of eyeing it grimly, like almost wanting it to wake up so he can hit it again.
Can I tell how long I think this thing is going to be out for?
It took quite a bit of damage. It would at least need a night without any help, magical or whatever.
Okay. So I don't need to worry about it waking up any second.
No,
Most
definitely not.
Great. In that case, I'm just gonna leave the room for a second. Just gonna hold up my hand and come back, and you can hear a kind of grunting noise as I come back up with a heavy ewer of water from the well downstairs. And just hand Ursian a towel.
I take it, and I put the sword down, and I just start kind of like wiping it. And I'm but I'm eyeing the creature the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And I take the towel without even a word, which is kind of not. I'm such a polite fellow usually.
Yes.
Are you all right?
Yeah. Yeah. Fine. Why?
It was trying to eat you?
Yeah. It sure was. But we got it. You got it.
Kyber got it.
Yeah. Well, I've maybe
That
fall
was-
asleep. Maybe fall asleep twice with magic. I'm trained to fight that kind of thing. I shouldn't have happened. It's ridiculous. We should banish it. We should send it back to wherever it came from.
I don't have the power to do that.
I do. At the edge of a blade. We put it. We send it back to whatever plane it came from with force.
Ah.
We're not safe here with it, and it needs to be punished for whatever.
First, we should find out what it was doing here. If this was random or if it was... I have a feeling... I don't know. I kind of look over towards the scale in the far corner of my bedroom, like...
It's still all the way to the left, that platinum piece sitting there.
Ivor, I didn't know you could fly.
I can't fly, but I'm very good at falling.
Wait, what?
I
Ivor
actually,
jumped out the window and landed on it. You were asleep, so you didn't see. It was very impressive.
it was
Yeah,
really
thanks for
cool.
reminding
It
me.
was.
I actually haven't done it in a long time. I thought that I had lost the ability, but then I just felt it come back today, and I, knew I could fall safely to the ground. But yeah, it happened one time when I was a child.
Newsine does note
feel
that.
like I feel like some of you may have heard of that event long ago.
I don't know.
Those maybe who are trained in the three of you are all trained in knowledge local.
It's true.
It happened 8 years ago, when Ivor was 9 years old, and his parents, who were Hippogriff Rangers, Marines in the Sable Company, were taking him out on a ride. They were going somewhere, and there was like a fight between some imps and some drakes, pseudo-dragons, that just suddenly began in the skies over Corvosa, and their hippogriff got caught in the middle of it, and they were attacked by the imps, and the hippogriffs were killed, and both of his parents were slain, and Ivor dropped out of the sky, and as he was falling, instead of plummeting to the ground, he started just floating, and he landed safely on the ground. Orphaned, but alive. So you would probably have heard of that happening. It's kind of an unusual thing for a small child to survive that kind of event in that way.
Okay. I think
Oh.
I heard it. That was you?
that was you.
Yeah, that was me.
Hmm.
I kind of just go over and give Ivor kind of an awkward side hug from, only being half his height.
He gives you an awkward hug back. No, he gives you like a good hug.
There's still this
Horrible thing.
creature.
We should wake it up. Talk to it.
Okay.
All right.
Do you want me to heal you anymore before we...
I look and I like, for a second I almost shake it off, like no, and then I realize that I'm hurt pretty badly, and I say, just in case, probably.
Alright. I'm gonna take the wand again.
Okay. How many charges is left on this wand?
It had 15, right?
I think.
So, 6.
Oh, wow. We've gone through it.
Oh.
I'm gonna pat myself on the back.
No one else is going to. Thanks for hurting us so well.
Story of my
Sorry,
life.
I'm just gonna look at one thing really quick.
Look, it's all about long adventuring days. Making you spend your resources. I've learned a thing or two in my years.
You heal
Yeah,
11
yeah.
hit points.
Thank you.
I'm a lot more deadly these days as a GM, I've learned.
Yeah, I have
Like
to
that.
say, I'm not used to doing this many encounters between
No.
long rests.
Me neither.
I like it.
I just wish I had met you when you were, when you were younger and less experienced.
When I would get
I just-
drunk and hand out magic items like candy.
See, I just avoid this by making my players face horrible, psychologically damaging choices.
Perfect.
Well,
You guys are
The
both
other
monsters.
damage.
Don't not a competition. You're both terrible people.
Anyway, yeah, I think I pull out the wand and just sort of tap it against Ursion's chest, and the golden light kind of flows out from the end of the wand and back over some.
Thank you. I'm sorry. Sorry I let you guys down. It won't happen. I hope it won't happen again.
You didn't let us down.
I look over at Ivor and I say thank you. I knew you had it in you to, I knew you were special. I knew you were something amazing, and I was right. So
It was impressive.
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Well, I want to help the Corvosan Intelligence Agency. I want to be a good... What do we call ourselves? I want to...
Agent?
Agent. I want to be a good agent. Oh, that sounds kind of sinister, but also cool.
Speaking of, perhaps we should gather some intelligence.
Yes. Okay, who's going to do a little good cop, bad cop thing? You want me to be the bad cop?
No.
I
Let's
think
let
We'll work up
Ursian
to
and
it.
I can probably
confidence
handle
do.
this.
I think confidence can probably do it all her own, but I will be happy
I'll
to
take
help.
the backup.
Okay.
It helps. This guy's pretty short, so I can kind of like roll my shoulders and stand to my full 3'1" height.
All right. Get him up.
Don't forget you can, roll skills to aid one another as well.
Yeah.
Please and thank you.
How are you gonna try and wake him up? He's tied. His red, hairy claws essentially are behind his back. He's got that. He still has that those sideburns and the goatee that he had as a gnome, but the hair has just grown so bristle in his natural form.
I'm gonna take the rest of the washing up water that Ursian didn't use and just throw it at him. Welcome back. You attacked us. Why?
Can you all roll will save?
I can
Sure.
roll one.
Sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
No, it's fine.
21.
21.
20.
Oh fuck! I rolled a natural 1.
An automatic fail.
And I rolled a natural 20.
Ooh, auto pass. What was yours, new scene?
21. No, 20. 20.
New scene, make a spellcraft for me, please.
Absolutely.
Confidence.
29.
What are you thinking?
What am I thinking? That I want to know what this creature is and if it was related to what happened to my apartment.
Okay. New scene, you are fully aware that you just resisted having your mind read.
Okay. Nufine pulls out the Masterwork dagger and puts it at its throat. That'll be the last time you try that again.
What is it doing?
It's attempting to read our minds. I don't know who it actually got to, but it didn't get to me.
I didn't have anything to do with this place. Never seen it before in my life.
I kind of
so
I kind of
it's
pull it
reading
up a little
my
bit
mind.
tighter. And just kind of notion at confidence kind of continue. I'll stand behind.
As I imagine there's like a little drop of like maybe some of your like blue blood like liquid left on your hand, and its tongue is just like.
Okay, let's
reaching
not
out
do that.
towards
I'm gonna grab the other hand with its hair and like, pull it away.
Based
real
on
gross.
what it said, I think I'm smart enough to figure out that thus it was reading my mind because it answered what I was thinking about rather than what I said. So in my mind, I'm just going to picture the fire of my divine vengeance burning its bones.
Oh, make an intimidation check.
Sure.
Add +2 for a circumstantial bonus.
I'd be delighted. +2, you say? All right. Okay. All right.
The
And
shreds, you
it's
say.
not bigger than you, right?
It's not. Yay! It's a 20. Because I rolled an 8 with my fucking +12. One of these days I'm going to roll a good intimidation check. I promise I'm good at it.
I think
It's
it's
a
10
20,
plus
you say?
diplomacy. Or sense motive.
10 plus the target's hit dice, plus the target's wisdom modifier. Sense motive is specifically for bluff. So,
Right.
hit dice. Oh. Plus wisdom modifier. Okay, that's still a success. Despite its 7 hit dice.
Yep, 7.
No, please, I'm just so hungry. It's hard sometimes when you're as hungry as I am.
What are you and why are you here?
Well, there's a few of us here now. Things are just so ripe, so easy for the picking.
You didn't answer my question.
Like, I imagine Nusine just like pulls its hair a bit. You've probably never heard of it.
Then enlighten me.
What?
A Rakshas.
Is it telling the truth?
Roll sense motive.
I would be delighted.
Oh, I don't like this side.
Nusine's gonna do the same.
Yeah.
It seems to be telling the truth.
28.
28.
It's pretty goddamn high.
That's my thing.
It's your jam.
I'm an inquisitor. Literally, it's the title of my class.
Fair.
I thought that was like just a name. You're curious and asking a lot of questions. Huh.
Ooh.
I'm sorry, what did you get?
28.
28! Oh, well, shit. Okay, so let's go through the convo. You know that, of course, that when it says Rakshas, it's telling the truth, but you can see in its eyes, A, a flash of silver light. B, it's shifty as hell. So, I'll let you know by the end of this convo what you've picked up, because you beat him in the bluff check. I rolled a natural 2 and got a 23.
Jesus.
So,
Oh my
I
god.
hate Pathfinder. Why are skill checks so swingy?
well, plus 16 bluff, and then I used its Silver Tongue Rakshas Bloodline ability to add 5 to that.
Dang.
So,
Hmm.
yes. Anyway, it's telling the truth. I'm a Rakshas.
Yeah, there do seem to be a lot of you around here these days. Why is that?
No, no, why let the devils have all the fun, right?
You said this city is easy pickings? Just for
Mhm.
food, or anything else you're on the hunt for?
A few magical items, but you better be careful. I'm a very, very powerful kind of Rakshas, and if you kill me, I'll just come straight back for you. That's a lie.
I say. Maybe if someone else killed you, but not if I do it.
You got like some kind of like special ability or something?
I say. Wouldn't you like to know?
I didn't get to taste your flesh yet.
And you won't. Because you're going to die. And you won't
No.
be coming back.
Please, I can help. I've seen a lot of things over the past few nights. Yeah, you want to know something? Please, just let me go. I'll tell you everything you need to know.
I see. What is it that I need to know?
Well, there's been some clamoring underneath the streets. I think some of the Otyugs, I think I don't know how to pronounce that word. Otyugs are kind of getting riled up, huh? That's pretty interesting, right?
Monsters that eat garbage. Fascinating.
Well, what about people that eat garbage? I've seen plenty of that. They taste like garbage, too.
And you've been eating them to know?
Well, no, actually, I haven't eaten anything at all. I'm so hungry. Please, please. That's a lie. It's eaten. I have to, be the arbiter in this.
Of course. What brought you here? Who brought you here?
A call. Nothing like actual. I never picked up a phone or nothing, but there was a feeling, a pull, a draw. I could feel it in the air. Something in Corvosa. It's changing.
Any specific
It's
part of
not
the
like-
city?
No, just all over. You're different. I liked it. Gave me a little buzz.
I'll tighten and create a little smaller incision.
Not enough for it to pierce its damage resistance. You
No.
can see the slice.
It's not a
just
magical
instantly
weapon, yeah.
back up. And it just like
Alright.
I think I look at it and I say, it's. Do I sense there's more it knows about this call, or because that's the only thing it said that's like really interesting.
So there's a little, it's not, it's holding back.
I said I wanted to know about the call. Tell me everything you know.
Started feeling it a while ago. But from what I understand, there's always been a few of us. Rakshas in Corvosa. But lately, well, we've been congregating, talking, and with the events of the founding festival, I just couldn't resist. I mean, easy pickings. Lambs led to the slaughter. Right to my hungry belly.
The call was before.
Oh, yes. Well, the last several decades.
New scene, is there any other information this worthless creature could tell us?
I can tell you lots of things. Don't kill me.
Not that I can think of anything else. I think that's enough to at least present to someone that can provide us with more information. Perhaps someone at the academy, someone with more planar knowledge. But it doesn't seem to be all that powerful. I don't think he'll be too much of a use.
You're right. Corvosa is changing. It has us to protect it now. I sort of look at Ursion.
All right.
And sort of nod.
I'm going
Lucine takes a
to.
step back.
I'm going to coup de grace this thing if I can.
I mean, it's at negative hit points right now.
Okay.
So, describe your kill.
I think I just take its head. I draw the blade with kind of expert efficiency. I just slash through it. But actually, no, I take that back. It's not with expert efficiency. I catch it and cut it through its skull. It's not clean. It's nasty.
Oof.
Well, there goes the
This-
cleaning we just did.
Bludgeoning is a smash.
And it's dead. The wall behind it splattered. Luckily, you moved him to maybe a corner of the room, so
Yeah.
the mess is somewhat contained.
All right. And then I throw my sword down in its general direction and kind of storm away from it. It's a nice sword, too. I should be nicer to it. It's not the sword's fault.
I think as soon as it's dead, I just sort of deflate kind of a lot.
Lucine notes everything in her notebook.
Okay.
Why is this happening?
It seems this chaos goes a little bit deeper than we all expected. The imps are one thing. A simple rakshas from a weapon also, that's one thing, but something of this caliber, challenge rating coming out, it's a bit uncommon. This isn't something that typically happens, and for it to be hearing a calling, something is drawing it here. Something is drawing more things here, and if it's been happening for a while, and the first thing we encountered was a smaller, weaker Rakshas, the Raktavarna, and this is essentially the next one. I can only imagine that as time progresses, more powerful entities are going to come through.
Think what it's doing to people who can't defend themselves. Think what it's doing when it comes along people who aren't armored and carrying weapons. Think how many meals how many people it must have feasted on, how many victims are out there we don't even know about them yet, who we might never hear about. Families wiped out by these things.
It said it didn't. It was lying.
Of course it was lying. Beasts still out there now while we're sitting in here. There are things out there hunting. There are things out there that are killing and victimizing and destroying the city, and
We're doing everything we can. It almost killed you.
Yes.
We are tired.
No. I'm tired. Oh, I'm very tired.
We have been rushing headlong into every situation. We have an important mission, this Chilaxian ambassador. We can't just rush into that unprepared.
I know. You're not telling me something I don't know. It's like, you can't tell me you're not frustrated about this. We're just I mean, look at this place. Look at everything. I haven't seen my sister since this whole thing began. Honestly, I'm afraid to even look for her because I'm afraid of. I feel like such a coward and feel so weak. And I feel like as we proceed, and I'm realizing how out of my depth I am, how out of our depth we all are right now.
There's a book that I used to read to Pim when he was even younger, and it was this grand fairy tale where the heroes, knights in shining armor, have to stop the villain from enacting his evil, world-changing plan. Well, he will unleash chaos, and the world will fall into destruction. And of course, the heroes succeed, and all is well, and they're commended by the king and the queen, and they live happily ever after. And this feels like what would have happened if they had failed.
We haven't failed. We've only just started.
No. I'm not saying that we're like the characters in the book. I'm saying that it feels like we are coming in the sequel. We're coming in when whatever could have stopped this chaos, whatever could have stopped what's happened to this city has failed, and now we're in that aftermath.
Right. You're right. It feels like we didn't even know that there was a story. The villain got to win without even the big fight because the heroes didn't even know that there was a problem to be dealt with. I
If
feel
it's
like everyone...
Now.
If it's any consolation, Pim would love this story.
Yeah.
We'll wait and tell it to him once we've figured out the happy ending.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, I'm sorry. You're right. We can still figure this out.
This is still also beyond our knowledge, even mine. Once the academy opens up, we can present more of this information and perhaps get some more information on these planar intruders, but I think in the meantime we have to focus on the people. We have goals, we have tasks to complete, and this is just another one of them. But unfortunately, this isn't something we can address right now. But confidence is right, and so is Ursian. This has been a day. We need to regroup. We need to prepare for investigating. We should have a game plan.
And it's only mid-afternoon.
I don't know. I feel like I've been sleeping a lot.
I will say this. The door is back on the hinges.
Hey.
And there's plenty of scrap wood
Small
to
victories.
block it and bar it for the rest of the afternoon, evening, and into the night. If you wanted to stop here and rest.
Is there enough food for us to eat a meal still left, or are we gonna have to go get something?
Do none of you have rations?
I've got rations.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
thank you.
Okay.
I have them.
I was about to be really surprised, and I would then say, no, you all starve.
I don't think that I do. We're in an urban campaign. Why would I have rations?
Yeah, we'll
Under
just
the
seamless
Sable Company,
something.
standard issue rations. No member of the Sable Company is allowed outside of the Grand Tower without them.
If there are legitimate trail rations in your inventory, then great.
Believe that there are.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it says trail rations 2 days. I have 2 days
Perfect.
of rations so I can share.
Yeah, I've got some.
As do
I've got
I.
2 days too.
So, we do a quick montage. Ursion maybe... Oh, what?
I was gonna say, before we do a rest, there is one thing I want to do. But if your montage does not take us through the end of our night's rest, then
I figure we should show the closing and the barring of the door. Maybe we're back upstairs and we've taken the dump bucket, is what I'm calling it, and kind of scraped the remains of the rakshas into it and just out the window and into the streets.
That's not going to terrorize any children who are walking by with their parents.
We dump it into the back alley.
There you go. I mean, that's where you normally dump it.
Yeah.
If you have in the middle of the night when you don't want to go all the way downstairs to the hole in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And as the sun starts to set, maybe some light. You find an old candle. None of your half-burnt candles were taken because they were half-burnt. All the unburned ones were taken.
I actually take the platinum piece off the scales and I just hold it between my hands and I cast light on it. And I put it in the center of the room.
So go for it.
Yeah, I pick it up and I'm standing there looking at the scales. That's my intention anyway. I go into my room. I probably leave the door open. I'm just going in there to pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
And I take it off and I sort of look at the scales. As I take it off, I assume they kind of balance out again.
Yeah, you had them perfectly
Yeah.
balanced when you left, and they assume that position.
And I kind of go to slip the platinum piece in my pocket and walk back into the other room, and I touch the little bit of brick that I gathered earlier, and I say, "Are you watching? This is your city. I'm doing my best. I am. But there's so much more I need to know." And I kind of walk back out in the middle of the room to place the coin onto the table, and that bit of brick comes out with it. And I'm just thinking about, like, what I need to do. I need to find this information. We need to ask around. And I just kind of stop midway, and my eyes roll back in my head. So for the first time, I'm going to cast a spell.
What is the spell? So I can
It's
look
called Ears of the City.
it up.
I love that spell.
I love this spell. I'm so
Okay.
excited about having it.
Describe your spell as I'm reading this. Wow.
So I think I'm just sort of thinking about like I'm trying to think about who I'll talk to and like what we should do and how we should do it, and just sort of, like, wishing that I could have. Clearly Abadar has all-seeing powers, and if only I could, have part of that. And as I'm thinking about this, sort of my eyes roll back in my head, and I just kind of stand still. And in my perspective, there's just like sound and color rushing past me, almost too fast to comprehend. I think everyone else just kind of sees me sort of like, whoa, swaying in the doorway.
This lasts for 1 round per level. So
Is
you're
that
gonna
per
make
caster level or per spell?
per caster level. Per
Okay,
caster.
cool.
So you're gonna make 3 diplomacy checks.
And I get an extra bonus on diplomacy when gathering information from my background trait.
So we see, just like you can hear voices and see people's faces, their mouths moving throughout the streets. And as the sun is setting now, you even go through taverns. One of the taverns near here, you actually see your sisters, Amy and Felicity, for a moment, and pass through their kind of spirits as well. I imagine this is it's not purely just mental, and even though there are these physical sensations of voice and maybe touch even, it's something more holistic than just one thing.
I also have a mechanical question for you, Chris, because it wasn't clear to me when I was looking at the spell. Do I have to ask about the same thing with every check?
No.
Cool.
You can use three different things.
Great. Cool. So the first thing that's probably immediately on my mind is about these Rakshas, and if, like, kind of what Ursian was saying about more of their victims and how widespread is that particular problem. Like, have people seen them, things like that.
What was your first diplomacy was?
25.
25 for gathering information. So, like these different faces appearing almost as if they were right there in front of you. The rest of you see her like her eyes glowing to the space around her. Confidence is both blind and deaf. But no, there's nothing concrete about people knowing about the Rakshas. Maybe you hear a scream, a whimper. My neighbors. Something killed them. Something not human, something not an animal. But that's it for that one.
Okay. Then I think, probably overwhelmed by the sensation, the thing I'm trying to think about, my mind kind of skips over it for a second in that thought of like being around, like that thought of having sensed my sisters. And I'm kind of also just sort of thinking back through the conversation and all these things I want to know, and my brain gets stuck on Ursian saying that he doesn't know if his sister is okay.
Okay.
And I think
Oh my god,
that's...
this spell is wild! I can't believe it.
How's a 29 hit you?
Whoa. So as you think of his sister and the name Corva, and as you're like going through people, you hear them like go, "Oh, Corva? Oh yeah, Corva, Corva. Oh yeah, I know Corva. She's in old Corvosa. She's been helping people, making a difference. She's worried. Something's not right. She has a plan."
Is anyone else picturing that one scene from Batman where he like taps into all the phones?
Mhm.
That's definitely what I'm
As
picturing.
soon as you said Corva, I was like, oh, invasion of privacy.
Yep. I wasn't doing it intentionally. It's the first time I've used the spell. Confidence still doesn't know how it works. And then I think finally I've managed to like focus myself after, 15 seconds of being overwhelmed by this sensation and being like, no, the thing I'm supposed to be thinking about is the King of Spiders.
Eel's
That guy.
End.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, natural one!
No. Hold on. What's the DC for this again? Those were just so. The
The
DC
total is an 11, if anyone's curious.
most commonly known facts or rumors is a 10. So okay.
I rolled an 11.
You're definitely gonna get some things from this. No, Vargo, the King of Spiders. There's fear. You see visions of Eel's End itself. These 5 large ships kind of tied together around the dock in Old Corvosa. You can see guards walking around wearing armor that with an emblem of a spider on it. And some, like, as you turn left up a gangway onto a ship itself, you see 2 giant spiders just scuttle across it. People walking by as if like, oh, well, these are just like regular guards. Maybe they recoil, but it's not uncommon for the King of Spiders to have his minions patrolling Eel's End. But you can find anything you like, as long as it pertains to the more carnal pleasures in life. Hedonism, drugs, sex, power. And Bavarsi himself, a cold man whose touch can poison, and he himself is at one with spiders. They say he was born in a pack of spiders, in a web, raised by them.
He's like Mowgli, but of spiders.
But most of all, what you get from this is fear and danger. What were you all doing during let's see, 6 times 3, 18 seconds.
Nassim was staring intently. Rolled a 15 spellcraft, couldn't tell what kind of spell it was, so was just staring intently at Confidence, just being like, whoa, this is new, what is this? And just like, are you okay? We lost you for a second. Were you conscious the whole time?
Sort of?
You were speaking with, I assume, Abadar, and then your eyes just glazed over for a moment.
Speaking to, rather than with, gods don't really talk back most of the time, but this time was different. I think I understand what I did. I don't learn magic like you do, Lucine, but I was just thinking about talking to people and finding out information and things, and I just heard things. It was like I was in every tavern in the city at once. Kind of feels like it too. Oh, I sit down for a second.
Siham knows more about divination. I don't. That's very powerful.
Yeah, I didn't even mean to.
What'd you learn?
It's all kind of jumbled together, but I was thinking about the Rakshas, and definitely they've been preying on other people. That's not something we didn't know, but it doesn't seem like people have realized it's something supernatural yet. Your sister is okay.
Really? Did she well? Is she? Where is she? Is she?
She's in Old Corvosa. She's planning something, I think.
Of course, she's always planning. She's so smart. I'm sure she's got it all worked out. I mean, okay, if she's okay, then you know, the city she was named after. You know, if she's okay, we have the city's got a chance. You see obvious relief, kind of, you know, come off of him, and he's okay. So
I was trying to think about the King of Spiders, but this is going to be difficult. We need to be on our guards. Everyone in Old Corvosa is afraid of him.
well, we've learned
Really
anything in the last
afraid.
few days. We know that a king can die, and so he's not safe from justice.
Too soon.
We're not trying to kill him, Mercian.
I'm always looking for something.
Who has the bribe money?
Mercian.
Cressida Croft gave you the pouch of... How much was it again?
200 gold?
Yeah, something like that. It was multiple hundreds.
It was more than that.
It might have been like 500.
Exactly.
I think it might have been 500 gold.
Look, I can tell you every magical item we found. I have no idea how much money Chick is.
You were so funny.
That was alright. That sounded rude.
As I thought, it was 1,000 gold.
Whoa!
So she gave you that to bribe the King of Spiders with in exchange for some information about
The
this
dirt.
Chilaxian ambassador.
I am going to do what I went into there to do and put the light on the table and just kind of sit down. Kind of.
Well, we should prepare. It seems like we're Old Corvosa's the goal, regardless. Nuthin looks at Ursian. Should we visit your sister prior? Seems like you're worried.
I'm not worried any longer. If Confidence says she's fine, then she is, and I'll just get in her way. She's got a plan. I just didn't know, and now I do, so I'm okay now.
Maybe she's
Okay.
worried about you.
She's got more important things. But
Family is always important, Garcia.
my family got destroyed by the Hell Knights. But to your point, yes, I will. If I can, I'll let her know I'm okay. I'm sure she's already heard word. I mean, I'm not particularly subtle, and we have been involved in multiple fights for our lives on the streets. She'll know. She probably already knows. It's probably okay.
As if you're the only people fighting in the streets these days.
The only one's winning.
Don't you think she's going to be proud of what you've accomplished?
We'll see. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I'm an agent after all. I mean, I don't have a badge, but that's we'll remedy that soon.
You can borrow mine when you talk to her.
Okay. So let's get some sleep. How about that? I mean,
I'd offer any of you my bed, but you wouldn't fit, so...
It's okay. I peel off my armor.
Shrug.
This is good.
Nuthin will sit down against the door and just basically holding it shut as well. Because fun
So
fact.
she's gonna go like back downstairs.
Well, the door to the
Like
to the
office
room
door.
to the office door. Right. All right.
Ah, yeah.
Because fun fact, Nufine weighs 200 pounds.
I did not know that.
Hmm.
Interesting.
It's not
You wear
flesh.
it well.
Thank you.
She's dense in more ways than one.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. Because your sense motive
No,
is
yeah,
so low.
I'm like, you say it so nicely, but the words, they're not nice. All right.
Ivor splays out on the floor and kind of stretches, and it's a little bit difficult. I think taking that dexterity damage made like his muscles and his joints less nimble, and he feels like sore, like his shoulders and his knees feel sore in a way that like he has never experienced in his 17 years of life.
Mhm.
So he like lays down on his back and stretches out and is like, yeah, I could use a rest for sure. I felt better.
You did well. You
Thanks,
did
Ursian.
You did hero's work today. I expect you to do more tomorrow. Someone's gonna keep us
Okay.
alive. No pressure.
Okay. You too.
Yeah, me too.
I come back out and give each of them like a pillow.
Oh, thanks.
Kind of like a cloak, you know, but it's only about 2.5 feet long. So it kind of covers half of you.
It's okay. I like take my scarf off and I like put my scarf like over my torso like a blanket.
Luckily, it's mid-July, so
Yeah, but human beings sleep better like
They
covered
do.
by something. It's
Yes,
something about like
definitely.
you feel like you did back when you were in the womb.
Mhm.
Like you feel protected, so it's more comfortable to sleep even when it's hot out.
The
Womb?
good old hatchet. from
Science.
my mom.
I
So,
miss my mom too.
for the first time in 3 nights, Corvosa is not burning. Maybe
Thanks to us.
as you settle down to sleep, maybe your actions have turned things around. Hopefully. I'd like to think so, but who am I? I have no idea.
You're the GM.
Yeah, you're gone.
Yeah, which
So-
NPC are you right now?
So we draw the curtain close on this Starday evening. But I'd like to thank you all viewers very much for hanging out with us once again. We certainly appreciate it, and we love seeing your chatter in the chat, and we love joining in with you as well. Please tune in next week and every Tuesday night for A Cage Sustained. You won't want to miss it next week when we wake up and Confidence gets sick.
Oh, right.
A certain
Oh,
disease
it's
exits
happening!
its-
Oh,
Finally!
right.
I was wondering when this was going to come back to bite me in the ass.
Yes. So you want to see just how bad that gets for her tomorrow, next week.
Can't
Alright.
wait. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, so I guess we'll see you guys next week. Come game
Have a good
with
night,
us.
everyone.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.